It's the Andrew Christopher Show. With Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show. But really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show.
It's the AC Show.
AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.
Hey guys, I'm all by myself. I'm sorry to say, Jaime couldn't make it. She's actually really not feeling well. We were just in the hospital for a couple hours. Baby's fine. I think Jamie's got some kind of flu or cold or something. So she can't be on the podcast. Sorry about that. So you guys are stuck with just me. Just probably going to do a quick one here. Because obviously I do not have anything planned for just myself. Jaime and I were going to talk about our marriage, how we met and all that. Some great questions from you guys. And we'll get to that at some point when she's feeling better. But for now, it's just me. So hopefully you're okay with that. And I got to give a shout out. My buddy Ted saved the day with one of his questions, which was not a great question for the marriage podcast, but it's set up perfectly for me to talk about on my own. So we're going to be talking about the songwriting process and writer's block. So thanks, Ted, saving the day. He's a great musician himself. I'm hoping to get him on as my next artist showcase, or at least sometime in the next few episodes. He's actually in Toronto right now, so it'll be whenever he gets back to town. He goes under the stage name Dear Father, so you could check him out. So we'll get into some songwriting stuff. Hopefully you guys are interested in that, how I came up with a lot of my lyrics and music. But first, of course, it's
family time, family time. Ooh, 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 it's family time. It's family time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy again. How could you not be happy after that song? I love that one. How did I write that song? Maybe we'll get into that. It was pretty easy. So it's spring break. Yeah, spring break, but not really for us. We're just hanging around home, not doing much. Jaden's in a ball camp, and she's got her first game today, actually. Haven's just hanging out at the house. We're trying to get her on her bike. And everyone else is in Palm Springs. Haven's dance teacher is in Palm Springs. 2 of the kids from her class are in Palm Springs. Jamie's parents are in Palm Springs. And we are not in Palm Springs. So we're home. Jamie's working. I'm working. But I'm doing this podcast, the AC Show. I wanted to talk a little bit about when I was going grocery shopping a couple weeks ago. My wife, she said, "Oh, and don't forget the bags, because you can bring your own bags, because now grocery stores are charging you whatever it is, 5 cents a bag, to use their plastic bags, or you buy these reusable ones and you bring them with you, take them in the store, and then you don't have to pay for them." So she was like, "Don't forget the bags." I was like, "Okay, got it." So I put them in the car, and I think subliminally or subconsciously, I left them in the car, went into the grocery store, and I think I was thankful, because there's no way, like, walking into the grocery store, you could still be the cool dad, walking in there, doing a good thing for your family. But as soon as you walk in a grocery store with grocery bags, you lose all credibility, I think. There's no more cool dad status, and you are just old as shit trying to save 5 cents a bag. So sorry, babe, I don't think I can do it. And in my defense, she's never done it either. I don't think she's ever remembered to bring the bags in, or her little crate that she bought from Costco to help her carry up the groceries. I don't think she's ever used that either. But I guess it's a good sentiment, the thought that counts, but never happened. So that was my short rant for family time. Again, unprepared, because I'm missing my sidekick. Jaime, I wish you were here. We had some good stuff to talk about. I hope we get to it sooner rather than later. It'll be a entertaining one. Anyway, so there's a little family time for you. But we'll move on and start talking about songwriting. So Ted's question was, where does your inspiration come from in the songwriting process? And what do you do about writer's block? So eventually in this next 20 minutes of rambling, I will probably cover those. And I figured I would start out kind of for myself, kind of three main ways of songwriting that I've experienced. And the first being when I was first with Pardon My Striptease. Most of my writing was just lyrics and melody. And Aaron would come to the band. He was the guitar player with, more or less a full song mapped out on guitar. And we would all contribute the drums or the bass, or I would try and scribble out lyrics and melody. He did have a lot of that already. And he was like, here's the lyrics, sing them how you want. So sometimes it was just melody. Sometimes he had a melody already and said, sing it this way. And most of the time I would, and sometimes I would change it because I might not have liked it. But a lot of the time I was writing lyrics and writing melodies. I think that's the toughest way that I've experienced doing it. When someone else comes to you with music, they've put their emotions into the music side of it. They kind of have an idea in their head, and they want you to put the lyrics and the melody to it. It's tough, and I think that's where a lot more writer's block happens, because you're trying to relate to someone else's emotions when really you never can do that. You don't know exactly what a guy's feeling when he's writing his songs or whatever. So sometimes that was a bit of a struggle. I mean, we came up with a lot of great songs, and it's definitely not the wrong way to write a song. I think it's the way a lot of bands work, and it's just a tougher process, I think, that way. And so when that would happen, writer's block wise, I would be just, kids are home. This is fine. You'll see them in the background. They'll wave. Yeah. So, and really, there's no cure for it. Writer's block wise, I would just sit there. They would play the song 20 times, and I would be there trying to scribble out lyrics, and find a melody. And, sometimes it would happen, sometimes it wouldn't. And if it didn't happen, we didn't play the song. It was as simple as that. And then as I started writing more and more on my own, it's either I write lyrics first, kind of almost as poetry, and I look them over and I try singing them in my head, trying to find a melody without any instrumentation. This is, if I'm out doing whatever at the gym or at the park with the kids, and I find some inspiration in something and I start writing out lyrics, and then sometimes I leave it at that and it's just words or poetry, and sometimes I start reading them over and try and find a melody there that I like. Then I'll go pick up the guitar and try and find the chords to match that melody, which is the toughest part if you're not very musical, to try and match up music with melody or music with lyrics. I can see where that would cause a lot of problems, and it's just trial and error. Again, and that's where songwriting partners come in very handy. If you find someone who you trust, that does play an instrument, whether it's guitar or piano or whatever, and you say, hey, look, I got this melody, and if you can sing it for them, then they should be able to help you find the right chords and the right music to go along with it. For myself, as I said, this first way, I would say 50-50. Sometimes I start with lyrics. The other half of the time, I start with just playing around on my guitar. So one of most recent experiences with this is, and I post about it on my Instagram, and actually there's a short clip of this song on my YouTube page when I had Chris Bertram in here, and we were flying the drone just with my brain activity. It was unreal. You got to find this. And the song is called Sunflower Cafe. It's going to be coming out on my new album. Parliament of Owls is my new original project, and we'll be releasing an album. And this song is by far my favorite piece of work that I've done so far. And it started, I was just outside a cafe in Crescent Beach, and I saw, it was just a beautiful sunny day, clear blue sky, and there was, underneath the blue sky was this bright blue wall of the building, the side of the building, and then there was a window that was pretty old looking, and it was broken, and there was cracks in it or whatever, and so first line of the song is the blue wall and the broken window. And for some reason that inspired me, and I was doing swim club with the kids, so we went to the swim club after getting a coffee from the cafe, and I sat down in the park and wrote the entire song lyrically in about 20-30 minutes. It came together pretty good. There's a couple lyrics that have changed since then, but mostly it was, the lyrics were done in half an hour just from seeing that broken window. And it was a neat experience. It doesn't often happen like that for me, but for that to happen, and I wrote down the lyrics, and then a melody was in my head, I had it, and then I had to find the guitar part for it, and I knew kind of what I wanted, the style I wanted anyways, but it was finding the right chords and the right notes to play. And you'll see, it's quite different than anything I've really done. And yeah, a little bit inspired in the style of Dave Matthews. I'm excited for you guys to hear it. And as I said, you can hear a little clip of it in the couple videos back around the Chris Bertram episode. So go find that. I think it's called Musician Flies Drone with His State of Mind or something like that. But it's on my YouTube channel, so head over there and subscribe. So that's kind of half the way I write them. Half the time it's just lyrics, writing out the lyrics, and then I pick up the guitar and I can sing these lyrics, and I just need to find the chords to match what I'm singing. And of course, the other way, and a lot of what has helped Parliament of Owls be so successful in terms of songwriting, is I just haven't found as much writer's block when Jaime, my songwriting partner, comes to me with some chords that he's strumming or a riff that he's playing on guitar and says, hey, what do you think of this? Do you think you could write to it? And, we just lay it down, even just on a voice note on our phone or something. And I just listen to it 10 times and I start writing lyrics for it. And that's come really easy. And that's why I've enjoyed making this music so much. And that's why I'm stoked for this album to come out. Hopefully it'll be out in the next couple months. So you can head to our Facebook page, Parliament of Owls, or on Instagram at Parliament of Owls Official, and follow us there. And then you'll know when the album's coming out. And we've got a few shows we'll be playing this summer. And yeah, it's really great stuff that I'm stoked on. So sometimes Jaime will come to me with the music, and I'll write lyrics and melody. Or sometimes, like I said, I just pick up the guitar or the ukulele. Since you guys have been staring at this thing since I started the podcast, I might as well play something for you. This is one that I wrote down in Hawaii. I'm not a very proficient uke player, but I knew 3 chords, and that's all it takes, right? So this one, I just was on the beach, and I started strumming these 3 chords that I know I could play decently, and then a melody popped in my head, and then the lyrics started spewing out, and I make it sound so magical. It doesn't happen often. I still don't think I've written 50 songs in my life, which is, I think, not normal. I think a lot of musicians write a lot of songs really quickly. For me, I think I've started a ton of songs, and I just say, fuck it, that's no good. That's trash. Leave it alone. But then, if I do find something that I do think has potential, then I work at it or I finish it right away. Again, I don't know if that's right or wrong or what, but that's what's been happening for me. So here was one where I just picked up the ukulele on the beach, strumming chords. This one will be on the album too. It's hard to find words to say how hot you look in the land of the low-laying clouds. Something like that, and then it's just this. Anyway, so there you go. A few different ways that I've been writing songs. And again, that one, it's called Land of the Low-Laying Clouds. Really cool story behind that one too. But I'll probably get into that once the album's out. I'll be talking a lot about the songs and showing them off to you guys. And yeah, so as I said, I don't know the right way or the wrong way. Those are kind of, I would say, the three ways I've written songs. Someone else comes to me with music. I write melody and lyrics. Or I write music on my guitar that I think is cool, and then play it over and over and over until it sparks some emotion, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Here's an example of that. Actually, I loaded this one up. This one is already released. It's called "Oh My Child," and so this is one where I was just sitting at Jaime's place and playing around on his guitar. Funny story. I was tuning it and I snapped the high E string, and I was like, dude, I was just tuning it and broke the high E string. So that's why in this song, it's not really heard because don't really need it. So I was just picking away this cool little guitar piece that I liked. And I said, yeah, that's kind of cool, right? So I recorded it and took it home. And then some of these lyrics were modified from another song I had already written. And there's a YouTube video of this one. It's called She'd Be Four, about my daughter Lily Jean, who passed away. And I wrote it when she would have turned 4 years old. There's a YouTube video of that as well. If you just look up Andrew Christopher, She'd Be Four. But it was the lyrics meant a lot to me, especially this. So the first verse of "Oh My Child," which is the song I'm going to play you, are the lyrics from She'd Be Four. And then the next couple verses kind of are what I added on to that to build into this song, which I think is better than the first one. But so that's the way it works too. Songs can evolve, lyrics can come back, lyrics can be used in songs you never thought they would fit necessarily. But so keep that stuff around. Jot down your notes and stuff. I'll talk about a bit more about that after. But I'll play you this song. So this is one where I wrote some guitar without any lyrics or melody in mind. And then I thought, oh, those would work. And then filled in the rest. And here's what came out of it.
Called to me saying, don't worry, child. He took my hand and he asked if I'd walk for a while. He took my heart to heaven, took away my pain. I'm 4 years old now, and I've got a pair of wings.
So if you want to hear the rest of that, just head Spotify or Apple Music, or you could search it on YouTube. It'll be on there as well. "Oh My Child" by Parliament of Owls. So, yeah, that first verse about Lily Jean, was slightly modified from another song and brought in. And then the second verse of that song is about Haven, my 5-year-old, and Layla, Jamie's 5-year-old. And then the last verse is about older kids, kind of about my stepdaughter Jaden. So it's a pretty cool, important tune to me. Check it out. And it'll be on the album, but we released a few as a EP already. So there's another way, kind of. Those 3 ways. Someone comes to you with music, you write music, or you write the lyrics first. And there's no right or wrong way. And then, as I was saying about taking notes, this is, I just came up with this. And as you can tell, by the way, I'm smiling like an idiot and laughing to myself. I think it's pretty funny. And may come as a surprise some of my family or friends who don't know that I smoke weed. But so I came up with this line about my ideas. And it is that I find a lot of my ideas come half asleep or half baked. Because there's that certain, so the first part of that, half asleep, I'm sure everybody's been there. Between being asleep and being awake, you kind of wake up where you think you're still dreaming and you have some thoughts, or for myself, it's ideas that I'm like, oh, is that already a song, or am I thinking of that myself? And I regret a lot of the time I wouldn't, and sometimes I still don't, because you're not really conscious. You can't figure it out. And so a lot of the time I don't get them written down. But I try my hardest now, if I do think of something like that, to wake up, write it down, make a voice note or something. Because that's where a lot of my lyrics have come from, or ideas for songs. Most recently, the AC show theme song that you heard at the beginning, that was one of those half asleep. I kind of woke up because I was thinking a lot about this podcast. Maybe it doesn't come across that way, but I do think a lot about this. And I kind of woke up and had this tune in my head, and I was like, that'll work. And so I made a little voice note, put down some lyrics, and then the next day came and recorded it. So that's, if you ever have those, make sure you get up, write them down. And on that note, write anything down. Like I said, the blue wall and the broken window. I didn't know what I was talking about. I just wrote it down because it had alliteration. And to me, it had some kind of meaning because it was a nice part in my life, spending all this time with my kids in the summer, and it was beautiful outside, and this blue wall and the broken window. So I wrote it down. Write everything down. And then the other part, being half baked, I'm not saying it's for everybody, because I know a lot of people don't have the same experiences smoking pot, but for me it does kind of help clear my head, and I do find a lot of my inspiration comes from that avenue, and it's not something I do daily, or it's not something I do just to write music. It started after Lily Jean passed away, and I was having a lot of trouble sleeping, or a lot of problems with depression and anxiety, and it was something I tried that helped me. So for certain purposes, I think it's great. Like I said, I don't think it's for everybody. Don't try it just because I do it. Talk to your doctor. It's all out there now and legal, so there's lots of people you could talk to about it. But for me, I do find it calms me down, kind of slows my thought process, and more so that it opens it so I can think more clearly about specific things. And a lot of my ideas come from there. So there you go. Half asleep or half baked is the way to beat writer's block, in my opinion. I think I'm going to kind of wrap this up pretty quick, because I think I've done okay so far, and I really don't want to push it. I'm just seeing, I did quickly write down some notes. I don't think I forgot anything. But so again, thanks, Ted. You saved the day with that question, which again would not have worked for the marriage thing, but maybe you misunderstood, and that's fine because it saved the day. Got to talk about this. I should check in on my wife, see how she's feeling. Like I said, the baby's fine. We think Jamie's just got a bit of a flu or a cold or something. So I'm going to go check in on her. Hopefully, maybe we'll have her on next week, or one of my other in-laws. Who knows? Maybe Fun Bobby. He got back from Thailand. I'm sure he's got some great stories for us. But for now, this has been the AC show. You guys, please subscribe, share it around. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you are too. So have a good spring break.
It's the Andrew Christopher Show. With Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show. But really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show.
Mario Golf, I forgot to point that out. My favorite game ever.
Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show.
I'll beat you. Bring it
It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.